What's up YouTube? In this video, it's all about EventPro WP. EventPro WP is a leading all-in-one events marketplace builder for WordPress. With EventPro WP, you can build a site with functionality similar to Eventbrite, TryBooking, or Meetup. You can build an events marketplace to sell tickets online while you make a commission, maybe a flat fee or a percent on every ticket sold. EventPro WP is an end-to-end WordPress solution to build an online marketplace where event organizers can create their own groups, list one-time events, or set up recurring events. Users can host in-person or online workshops, conferences, and classes. You can manage event attendees. You can sell tickets and verify those tickets at a point of check-in for in-person events. And importantly, you do get that option to have commission on every sale without any third-party plugins. There's no requirement for WooCommerce or any coding. It comes with a built-in digital wallet, so users can track their earnings for selling tickets. Event organizers can also request a payout when they're ready to get their cash, and there's heaps more you can do. EventPro WP was first available around November 2021, and just recently, EventPro WP version 1.1 has been released, which is the reason I'm doing this video, because there's some really important updates. With Listing Pro WP version 1.1, you don't need a license of the Listing Pro theme. Listing Pro theme is still required and it needs to be installed, but you actually don't need to activate the license if you're just using the EventPro WP add-on. Basically, grab your EventPro WP license and you're good to go. You don't need anything else. Also with version 1.1, you can disable groups so that users can create events without first having to create a group. Sounds a bit complicated, but I can explain that in the video. Also, this version comes with the events calendar. It's an important feature and it's actually part of the default Listing Pro theme. The events created in the EventPro WP are also shown in this calendar. The search has been upgraded, so search and filter now is optimized for events, and this is separate from the Listing Pro directory search filter. Also, you can use geolocation, so the homepage listed events can be localized based on geolocation. And also the pricing calculation for tickets, there's a bit of a widget there that shows the calculation and the split of commission and sale, that type of thing. So with all that said, let's get started and move into the next step. Okay, there's a bit of a special deal on at the moment, and it's just for a limited time only. If you want to get your hands on a copy of EventPro, it's available at the moment for around an 80% discount. So head over to the AppSumo site and grab yourself a license and save $400 because it's only $99 at the moment. With EventPro WP version 1.1, you don't require any other licenses or plugins to use it. Everything comes with the $99 purchase. Also, if you're looking to build a new site from scratch, I've also got an awesome deal on SiteGround hosting, which is what I use. You can get 70% off WordPress hosting, and I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'll put a link or something above here to the full tutorial I did on SiteGround hosting setup for Listing Pro and EventPro, and you can check that out. Okay, so there's a link in the description that will take you to this site. It's the AppSumo site where you can download the EventPro WP package that you need to install into WordPress. So once you get here, we're just going to head up to Buy Now, and I'm going to enter in all my details here and then download it and we'll move on. Okay, so we've purchased EventPro. We get an email that confirms the purchase. We click the link in the email and it's going to open up a page that looks a bit like this. The next step is we go across to Actions and hit Redeem. Now you can see it's generated a redemption code here. It may be grayed out when you see it, but it has generated this code. There's a couple of things we need to do. You need to copy the code and then you need to click on Redeem Now. When you get across to the Listing Pro site, we just want to hit Proceed with the download. And what we're doing is we're going to download or purchase a lifetime license for EventPro for Listing Pro. This is where you need your code. So it says here, do you have a discount code? This is where you enter your discount code in and then hit apply. And if all goes well, the total payment required is now $0. And this allows you to download the Listing Pro theme for WordPress, which you need in order to install the EventPro components. And that's included with the one-time $99 purchase while it's on special. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the download process for the Listing Pro theme, and then we'll move on. Okay, the next step is we need to get a site to host our new EventPro build. You've got a couple of options. You can go to WordPress.com and create an account there and install the theme and all the other extras we need for EventPro, or you can basically do self-hosting. So to do self-hosting, one option is using SiteGround. If you use SiteGround, and I'll put a link in the description, there's an offer. We can get 70% off the hosting for $8.99 a month. You can actually build unlimited websites and you get a whole bunch of extras thrown in. So you get the WordPress installation migrator. If you're coming from somewhere else, you get a free SSL certificates and content delivery network, email, etc., etc. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go away now and build this hosted site with WordPress. If you would like to see the step-by-step instructions on actually how you do it with SiteGround and WordPress and Listing Pro, I'll put a sort of a link above at the top of the video here, somewhere around now. That will take you to a previous video I did with SiteGround set up with WordPress with Listing Pro. So in this video, I'm not going to go through all those details because I've already done it. I'll also put a link in the description as well. So anyway, moving on, now we can go and take a look at our WordPress site with SiteGround hosting that is ready to get the installation going. Okay, so we've built our SiteGround WordPress site. You might see some menu options down the left-hand side that you might not have if you've used WordPress.com or another hosting platform. Just to have a quick look at our basic site. So we'll just jump over to this page here. So you can see it's all clean, it's WordPress, it's ready to go. So the next step is to install the Listing Pro theme. To do that, we just head over to Appearance and we will add a new theme. We're going to upload a theme. That is part of the download zip file that came from AppSumo once you completed your purchase. So we're just going to choose the listingpro.zip file. We're just going to install this. Now this process I'm going through, it is for when you want to create an EventPro event site but not use the Listing Pro directory. If you want to use the directory in addition to events, it is a slightly different process. So just be aware this entire guide is around using Listing Pro with EventPro just for events. Now we'll install it. Okay, so our theme has successfully installed. Now we're just going to activate it. And once we start the activation process, it kicks off the wizard to do the setup. So we'll do that now. Just click start. I always use Elementor, but you know it's up to you. But this tutorial will be using the Elementor page builder. Yes, we will install all of these. And this is basically everything you need to run the Listing Pro theme. It's all included. Okay. So which pre-built demo site would you like? We're actually not using the directory, so we're actually going to skip this because we're using the events marketplace. And we're also going to skip the import dummy content because we want to use the dummy content that comes with the EventPro plugin. So we'll just skip this. We are just about done. Also, we don't need to put a Listing Pro license activation in. We will do that when we actually get to the EventPro plugin install, which we're going to do next. So the next step, we want to install the EventPro plugin. Now we have the theme successfully up and running, and to do that we just head down on the left hand side and we'll go to plugins, and we are going to add a new one, and we're going to upload a plugin. And we'll choose the file, and again this file, it is the EventPro zip file that came with the main zipped package of the theme and EventPro. So we've got the file, now we'll install it, activate it. Now to activate the plugin license, you may need to just go back over to the plugins menu, and then you will see that EventPro is currently inactive, so we just hit activate your license. And here I'm just going to paste in the license that I got from the AppSumo download, and I'll just hit activate. And now we're back onto this screen and we can proceed with importing the dummy content. So don't forget to select your page builder. We'll go for Elementor and then we'll go for import content. Okay, so that process is completed. We're just going to hit save changes, and there we go. So we have successfully set up a clean WordPress site based on SiteGround. We've installed the Listing Pro theme. Now we've installed the EventPro plugin and added the dummy content, all using the Elementor page builder. So now we're ready to start setting up our site. Head to the EventPro menu here, and we just want to go down to choose page for events, and you want to select events for that one. Once that's done, hit save, and then we go down to settings in the WordPress menu here, and we'll go to reading. Then you want to select a static page, and for home page, make sure that that is set to events. If you don't, the site might not look what you expect when you first load it up. So once that's done, we hit save changes. Then we can go away and have a look at our site and our dummy data and see what it looks like. So here we are. This is our EventPro site with all the dummy data, and we can scroll down here and you can see it's all looking pretty good. It's all come in and it's all set up. Now we can move on with our other customizations to turn it into the type of site that we want to build. Alright, here's a bit of a pro tip for you. If you're using EventPro or Medical Pro, there is this smiley face down the bottom right hand side of the screen. If we click on it, we get this menu item here, and basically this is where you can get some support and some information around the latest release. You can also give the app an experience rating up here. So if we just go into the what's new, you can see the details of the latest release, which was only a few days ago from when this video was done. That was release 1.1.1. and there was a few fixes in there. You can check them out. This video is based around the release that was done around 3 weeks ago. It lists here some of the major changes in this release, and one of the ones that's really good is you can now do a flat fee on ticket sales in addition to commission. You can also create events without a group. So in the first version you had to create a group and then create an event associated with a group. Now as an admin you can choose whether you want to use groups or not. So it's something the admin chooses. You can just turn it off completely or you can enforce it. But in the video we're going to do today, we're actually going to turn groups off, so you can just create an event. We don't need it for the type of build we're going to be doing. But anyway, you can check all this out. The other things you can do is you can provide some feedback to the developers of EventPro, and you can also report a bug. So really good tool. If you run into problems or anything I've covered is not maybe in enough detail, you can check out the guide here, or you can put in a help request, or you can drop me a comment and I can see if I can help you out as well. So anyway, let's move on with the video, get into a bit of configuration. Okay, before we get started, we just have to decide what type of EventPro site we're going to build. I've decided for this tutorial, we're going to base it around a school. So large schools have a junior school, a middle school, and a senior school. And these large schools, they run events all year round. Like they run musicals, different types of functions for the community and the parents and the kids. They have online events, seminars, conferences, and these types of things. So this site, it could be marketed to that school community where they can list their functions, or we could sell the entire site to a particular school and they could use it and then save on the commissions they're currently paying to other platforms to list and market their events. So with that said, let's move on and start building our EventPro site for a large school community. Okay, so we're going to start configuring our school community EventPro site. First thing we want to do is head to theme options and then to EventPro, and we're going to general. And the first thing we are going to do is scroll down here and add a homepage logo. And what I've done in advance, I've gone into Canva and I've created a logo that might sort of suit a school community. If you haven't used Canva, it's a great platform for creating logos and all sorts of images and graphics. So it's really handy, and basically all the features that I use of Canva are totally free, so I will put a link down to Canva below in the description, but I'll show you what I've come up with here. So homepage logo, we'll just go to upload and we'll click on this one here and go select to add our homepage logo, and that'll be up in the top left. I'm not going to put a logo in the footer for now. I'm going to disable similar events and also disable the groups. Now by disabling the groups, what that means is that if you go to create a new event, you won't be forced to add it to a group. So it just keeps things simple, and that's what I'm looking for in this build. For the other areas in the general, that's okay. So we'll just hit save changes on that. And before we look at the impact of that, I'm just going to jump over to the theme options and then banner. And we're going to upload a new banner image. So this image here, that is the default banner image. So I've gone to Canva once again and created a new banner image. The dimensions for the banner image are 1080 high and 920 wide, and that's in pixels. And just in case you're wondering, for the logo I did 100 pixels by 100 pixels. So let's upload our new banner image. So we just go to upload and we'll select this one here. Okay, so for these other options here, we're just going to keep going past them. They're fine for now. I've checked them before and it works really well. Just going down a little bit further, we do want to just make sure for our set event categories level, I've got these as level 1 for the event categories level and the locations, and that just means it's a shorter list to choose from when you're doing a search in that enumerated list. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. Anyway, I'll just hit save changes on this, and then we can jump across to the home page and check it out. Okay, so if we just go up to my WordPress, and I'm just going to right click here and open a new tab and jump across here, you can see here are the changes that we've brought in. So our new logo, our new banner image, and scrolling down, all the other data's still there. So we're going to work our way through this and get this looking pretty good. The other thing, probably just before I jump off here, is in the what. I think if we click in here, you can see that this is now level 1, and I can show you what this means when we go and update our categories listing. Okay, so next on our EventPro menu, we've got the Events Archive view, and the first thing we're going to do here is give ourselves a new custom banner. And to do that, again, probably mentioned it a few times, but I've gone over to Canva and I have designed a new background for this page, the banner image on the archives. So again, it is a 1080 high by 1920 across pixels, and I've uploaded that into our media library here on WordPress. So I'm just going to grab that file, and I've just done this, which is like, it's like the lights shining onto a stage, which for a school, they do a lot of stage shows, so sort of makes sense. We'll just select that, hit save, and now we'll just go back into our site again, and we will check out and just see what that looks like. To see it, we just select, say, Arts and Entertainment, submit, and this is the new background here. So that's come across okay. We'll go back over to our WordPress admin, and next we're going to take a look at the advanced filters. Just quickly through this one, you've got a sort filter, your event status filter, classifications. I'm going to leave all these as enabled, except for the near me. I'm going to turn this one off, so it stops asking me for the location. So apart from that, that one is good to go. So we'll hit save changes. On the events detail, this stuff is all looking pretty good. So I leave this one as the default for now. If we run into any sort of issues later, we can come back to that one. For the groups detail, we've turned off the requirement for groups. So for our build, this is not really applicable. For the events nearby, we're just going to disable that as well. And then the footer. Now this one's really important. So what you want to be doing on this one, I recommend, is disable the footer in EventPro, and then scroll down on the Listing Pro menu and hit footer. So once we've done this, we can actually use the footer options from the Listing Pro build, and you'll see in here, the only thing I've done to date is updated the copyright text. So we've got Nexus in here, we've put an address in here, a dummy phone number, and our website. So if I hit changes on that, again, we'll just go back and just see how that's updated. Visit the site. Now if I scroll down, the thing we really should see that's changed here is the footer has been updated, and you can turn all these off as well. So if you don't want all the social media, I think we can turn that off. I'll just do that now. So if we just remove, say, Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr, if I hit save changes, those icons shouldn't show. So we'll just refresh, and you can see those ones have disappeared. So you can choose which ones you want and you don't want. So now we can move on to categories, I think. Alrighty, so we've gone through the theme options, EventPro, and we've adjusted all of these ones. This is our first pass. We'll probably come back to it again if we need to tweak anything a little bit later. But our next key step is we head over to the events menu, and the next step, we're going to go to event categories first, and we're going to add a new category, and that's going to be for the junior school, so we can associate events with the junior school. So let's just do that. I'm not going to add a parent category to this, but if I click in here, you can associate a parent category. I'm going to go with none because it's not applicable at this point, but it just gives you a hierarchy. In the description, I'm just going to put junior school. Now, I'm actually just going to hit add the new event category for now, and then we're going to edit it further to add the icon images. So once that's done, you will see you've got this new event category here, but it's got no icons. So we're just going to go to edit, and then this is where we add in our base 64 code that we're going to get from icon 8 and put that in here, and it'll give our new images and icons for the category. So to do that, you head over to icon 8, and in here I've just typed in junior school, and I've got a bunch of logos. I'm actually going to go with what they call a red 8, which is cute apparently. And we go to download, and then you just click on base 64, and then we get all this stuff here that looks kind of interesting, and we just hit copy, and then we go back to our admin panel, and we're just going to paste that in here. Now, important step here, you've just got to get rid of back to the quote marks, and then at the very start get rid of everything up until it says data, and the same again here. I'm going to use the same icon for both, so I've just pasted that in this one as well. And then if we go update, all right, so that's done. If we go back to event categories and I just do a quick refresh, we can see here junior school, and we've got our icon here. Now, if I go back to the website, we can check that out as well. So I'm just going to say junior school because it's level 1. It's appearing in our menu here, and remember we set the categories to show level 1. In our hierarchy we didn't have a parent, so that's why it's appearing here. And if I go submit, there you go. So it's bringing us across here, and you can see that's all working. So that's a category that's been added, and I am going to add in some other categories like middle school, senior school, and maybe a couple of others that are appropriate. So I'll go away and do that, and then we can move on to the next step. Alrighty, just before I update the categories and tidy all that up, I just want to add in an event location and show you how to do that. And also as part of this event locations, I will remove the locations I don't need, along with any other data that came in as part of the sort of the dummy data setup that is not required. So there is a bit of a cleanup required to get this site fully built out. So to add an event location, we're going to call this one Melbourne for the slug. We'll do the same thing, so I'll just copy that and paste it in there, and also paste it in the description. I don't need a parent category at this point for this, and the event location banner image, it doesn't seem to work if I add the image here, but if I go to add it, and then you can see here we've got Melbourne, but we don't have a banner image. If I go to edit, and then I just go to insert image, I went into Canva, found a photo of Melbourne, 1080 again by 1920, and I'll just select that and press update. You can see now we have all the details required, and also there's no events located or assigned to Melbourne yet because we've just created it. So all that is looking pretty good. I'm going to clean up the events we don't need. I'm going to clean up the categories we don't need, and then we can add a new event. So I've gone through and done a bit of a cleanup here. So under events, all events, you can see there's just the one event here. It's really just a placeholder. If I go into categories, we've got the junior school and the middle school. I've got to add the senior school in and its icons and the other bits and pieces, which we've already covered off. So that's been cleaned up. Event locations, I've got some more locations to add in, but that's all tidied up. If we look at groups, I've just left one placeholder group here because if I remove it at this point, you may get errors on the events homepage, which looks a bit ugly. So we'll just keep that there for now. So if we have a look at our events homepage, scroll up to the top, we can see the same sections are still here, but the data is starting to look more like the build that we're aiming for. So I'm going to go away now, and I'm going to add in a couple of more events and add the last couple of categories and locations we need. We will then modify the events homepage to get that tidied up just the way we want it for our build. Okay, so I've done a bit of a tidy up here. I'm just on the events menu here and in event categories. So you can see I've added in the senior school, and if we go down to event locations, we've got a couple more locations now. So that enabled me to create events and be able to select the correct category and the locations without having to add them on the fly. So if we go back to all events, you can see now I have 4 events in there, and there's one associated with it, at least one associated with each category. And to add a new event, we'll do another one now. You've got a couple of options. If you're the admin, you can just simply hit the add event. For a user who's using the EventPro site, they can create an account and hit add events, but I'm just going to do it from the admin panel, but it's exactly the same process. So if we go add event, I'm going to call this the school formal, and it is for the senior school, and it's going to be held at the Melbourne State Theatre. We're not using groups, so we can ignore that. It's an in-person event, not online. And the location, I'm just going to put Collins Street for now. If we go on to the start date, I'm just going to select maybe 2 months from now. We'll go Friday the 6th of May, and we will have it starting at say 7 p.m. and we'll finish at midnight. We'll have 300 tickets available at $199 a ticket, and we'll also set the featured image here. So we'll go with this one here, publish, and that should be good. So if we go back over to our site and I do a refresh, you'll see it is going to look a little bit different now because our events that I have added in, so there's a luncheon, a school formal, which we just added, Year 12 IB meetup. Under here, this is not looking the way I want it yet, and neither is this. But further down, these events are appearing here. So we need to do a little bit of customization on this homepage to get it looking just the way we want it. But you can see that it's starting to come together. And if we say use the filters here and selected, where's the State Theatre, Melbourne State Theatre, we'll do a submit and we can see what's coming up there at the State Theatre. So there's 2 events, there's a luncheon coming up and the school formal. If we want to jump back and maybe just use one of these options here to see what's on at the junior school, we can just hit this, and it looks like there's nothing at the junior school because that location is preventing it from coming up. So there we go. The other thing to be aware of when you're in this view, I've got both grid and list view enabled, so you can just click there and toggle it and you can see it the different way. You can allow this, or you, as an admin, you can turn this option off. I think it's good to have both there. Okay, so our next step is really going to be getting this homepage sorted and having the right sections and the layout and the number of events showing, and that is what we are going to do in the next section. Alrighty, now we want to clean up our homepage for our events, and the way we do that is we head over to pages and then we will go down to events front page and we'll edit with Elementor. And what we want to do here is just tidy it up and make it customized for the site we're building. So I'm happy with this main section here. I'm happy with events, but I don't need this experiences to explore. It's really not applicable for the site we're building, so I am going to get rid of that one. I'm also going to get rid of explore groups because we disabled the groups in our build. Now I am going to leave this one, but we're going to customize it, and the way we do that is just click on it anywhere here and we can update the title. So we'll just call this one Explore School Events or something similar, and we can update the text here as well. Okay, just some sort of text like that. Now what we want to do here is just check that we're happy with the amount of events that are showing and the order. So you can see here we've got all events. You can select between all and upcoming, active and past. So we'll just leave it as, maybe we'll go upcoming events. And we're going to use it random because as more events come in, at least it gives the opportunity for visitors to see different kind of events, not the same ones every time. And we'll leave it as 3 for now. So we'll just go down to the next section. And this one here, top destinations, we're going to modify this. And the way we do that, we just click in here. And depending on the data that may have been here, you can just clear these out and then pick what you want. So I actually want to select just the 3 campuses. So I'm going to select junior campus, middle campus, and the senior campus. And then we can update the title of this one to events by campus. So we'll just have something like that, events by campus, and select the campus to view the upcoming events. We don't need this one here, so we're simply just going to blow it away. And that is about it. So it's looking very clean now. We've got active events, we've got explore events across the entire spectrum of events that are current, and they're going to be posted in random order. And then we've just got events by campus. It's just a quick way of jumping straight into the events by that location. Next step is we hit the update. Then we'll get out of this, and then we'll jump over to the website and refresh it and just check it's all looking good. Do a refresh, and let's scroll down here. So that's as we expected. Explore the school events, check out the school events, and events by campus. So we've tidied up our front page. That's all looking good. Our events listing page, we've already done some work on that. So the next step is we're going to set up the payments so that when an event is organized, an attendee can buy a ticket and make a payment. Okay, it's time to set up the payments. To do that, we just head over to theme options and then to payment, and I've gone down here to Stripe. This is the one I'm going to set up today for the purpose of the demo. You could set up PayPal or any of the others, but we'll do Stripe. So when you come in here, you just want to hit enable, and you want to make sure that this is live. There's only 2 choices here. I think you got live and sandbox, so we're going to go live. And you might see here that I've sort of grayed out the secret key and the publishable key. If you have a Stripe account, this is very easy. You just go into your Stripe account, and in the search at the top, if you can't find it, you just type in secret key, and it will show you the publishable key, and that's already there. You can grab that and paste it into this field here. Next, what you want to do when you're in Stripe is create a new secret key for your events website and give it a name. You might call it EventPro or whatever the name of your site is, and it will generate the key that goes in here. So once you've done that, you want to paste it in, and then we just hit Save Changes. The next area of the payments we're going to look at is the ticket sales commission here, and we just want to enable it. And you've got a choice here. This is new for version 1.1. You can enable or disable fixed price. So I'm just going to go with commission, but equally you could go with a fixed price. If we go with fixed price, you just put in a dollar amount, or if you go with a commission, you just put in 8%. So I'm just going to leave it at the 10% for the purpose of the demo and hit save on that. The next, we're going to take a look at the payout settings. And on here, because I set up Stripe, I'm just going to use Stripe for payouts as well. So I'm just going to enable that and hit Save Changes. Next, we're going to look at the tax. Now, with taxes, I'm actually not going to turn this on, but if we did, in Australia, we have GST, we have a tax rate of 10%, and you can choose whether you want the tax included in the price you're selling the tickets or to add it to it. So just for whatever your circumstances are here, you just want to update that appropriately. Okay, so next we're going to go into actually purchasing a ticket, and this is where we can collect some money. Yes, now it's time to buy a ticket. So I've created a dummy user here called YT Test, and this user is basically, say, a member of the wider school community in this instance. And on this site, there is events for the different campuses have been created and published, which we've already been through. And now this user is going to come in and purchase a ticket for an event. Once they're joined up, they just come in here and say we'll go to the Melbourne Aquatic Centre, hit submit. We have a look. This is the event they're looking to go to. In fact, you will see that they've already purchased one ticket here, but they're going to purchase another one. So we'll just check out this event here and make sure it's all good. YT admin, that's the other account that this demo has been done on. That's the administration account where we've created it. And YT test, we came in and did a purchase a little bit earlier, and now we're going to do another one. So There were 200 tickets available. Now there's only 199. We're going to buy another one. Obviously that's going to go down to 198. All the details of the ticket look good, so we're okay to make a purchase. So we'll hit get tickets. I'll just purchase one, and it's $5 a ticket. The payment checkout, we just set that up, so that's going to be Stripe. If you have multiple options for payment, they will be here. So let's just go to proceed to next. Okay, so I'm actually going to put my payment details in here now. Now, just before I hit pay here, you might notice this is saying $5.50, and that is because previously when we did the final tax setting, I actually left it on. I didn't mean to leave it on, but the consequence of having 10% GST added to the price of the ticket, that will make it $5.50. So that sort of makes sense. I'm not going to go back and fix that. It's just to let you know that's why the difference is. If I went back in and turned the GST or the tax setting off, that will be $5. But anyway, that explains that. Let's purchase the ticket. Alrighty, so when a user comes in and purchases a ticket, when the ticket purchasing is complete, the system automatically takes the user to their own dashboard, and they can see all tickets that they have purchased on this site. So here you can see there are two tickets for YT test. The first one is this one that I did earlier just to check it's all going to work before I do this process. And then this is the one we just did there. And the difference is this one had no GST at 10% on, and this one did. The other things to note when you're in here, if you go over to the action, you've got these three dots here. If you just click on that, you can download a copy of the invoice, and you can also download a copy of the ticket. And when you do that, it's got the QR code, it has the ticket number on it, and if you're an event organizer, you can scan that QR code, or you can reference that ticket number as a way of ticket verification when someone's entering the event. So in terms of a user who purchases a ticket, that is pretty much the entire process. Next, we will take a look at the admin's dashboard to see what happens when a ticket is purchased and to see the breakdown of the funds and how they hit the account. Alrighty, I've logged in here as YT admin. YT admin is the owner of the event that YT Test purchased a ticket from, the swimming event. And as the listing event owner, I can go into my dashboard and see the ticket sales and some other information. So let's take a look at that. We just go to the dashboard here, click on that. If you've used Listing Pro before, this should look pretty familiar. What we want to do though is go and look at my earnings. And across the top, we've got current balance, total earnings, how much we've taken out, and also there's an option here for our payout settings. So let's just take a look at the payout settings. Just hit change here. And once you're on here, you can choose how you want your funds transferred to you. And remember, this is the organization that listed the event. So the booking site is collecting those funds, and then you can request the payout minus whatever commission there was. So in here again, I've just set up Stripe. Some of this might be grayed out, but I think you get the picture. It's pretty basic. Just select the payment method, put the details in, and hit Save Changes. So that's all good. Now, if I wanted to take some funds out, I would just go up to here and click on this. And basically, all I have to do is request the amount that I want, which is at or below the current balance, and shoot that through to the admin. So I could put here $5, please process, and just send that request. That is done. There's probably not a lot more to see on this admin. Now we can go in and actually go and look at the site admin and take a look at how to process the request from an event owner. Alrighty, if we want to process the request for an event owner to get their funds, we just go into events, we go down to here, and then you will see that this request that we've just put through is there by YT admin. To process it, we just simply hit take action. You can see there's the available balance, and that equals what we saw on the previous screen when that user was logged in. That's the amount that was requested. If you want to process it, you just hit complete request and you're done. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any problems with that, you can always drop me a comment and we can sort it out. But this is really easy. So if you're the event owner for a whole bunch of events, there's a few things you need to know that are available to you in the events dashboard on your account. So let's go and take a look at that. We'll just go up to the dashboard and we're logged in here as the admin that's created all the events on our demo site. So if we go over to the events calendar, you can see here is the list of all the events that this user has created. And over on the side here, there's got the 3 dots. You can edit the event and you can delete the event. Also for the event that we've got a couple of ticket purchases that have happened, there's a few other things we can do. So if we go in and click on just the attendees, we can see who's attending and their details. And the other thing that's really cool is we can message all the ticket holders. So to do that, we just check the box here and we'll hit send a message, and we could tell them anything we want. So we might say arrive early, for instance, and then I'm just going to hit send, and you might hear those emails arrive in the background, but that's okay. So I've sent those. Those ticket holders will get that notification. The other thing you can do, you might have an event with a couple hundred people, you can actually download all the attendees into a CSV file, and so you can look at them in Excel and they'll have all the ticket details. Just real quickly, as a bit of a pro tip, I just want to point out that you need to take into account merchant fees. If you're using PayPal or Stripe, they usually charge a transaction fee, which might be 30 cents, and then say 2.9% of the overall transaction as a merchant fee. So where this becomes really important is when you're doing low value tickets, the transaction fee plus the percent for the transaction can really bite into your commission. So if you're doing low value tickets, maybe consider bundling them up. So it's 10 tickets for $50, and that will avoid sort of eating into your commissions. And note that the current balance here may not equal what's in your Stripe account because this does not reflect the merchant fees. So just something to be aware of. Okay, so in no particular order, there's some other customizations that you might have noted that I hadn't covered. The first one we're going to take a look at is the text here, and by default it will use basically your IP address to try to work out where you are, and then it can show events near. If you don't want to do that, you can change that setting and also update this text. The way to do that, we head over to our admin and you go to Listing Pro, Theme Options, and then to General, and then go down to the bottom and you just turn off this auto location detection and then hit Save Changes. That will fix the first part of it. And then to update the text, so just go to EventPro and go to Banner, scroll down and Title of Banner. So this is where I've updated it. So you can say find out the events around campus, and if we look over here, find out the events around campus. So that fixes that if that's the way you would prefer to show it like I have. The other thing is to update the favicon, which is the favorite icon, which is on the tab on the browser. If you don't want the WordPress and Listing Pro default there, you just go back to Theme Options. Actually, go to Theme Options, Header, scroll down, and you will see the favicon. So you can upload a favicon of your own there to further customize the site. Another feature to be aware of is in the events. If you go to Events, All Events, and let's just pick, say, this first one here, the Year 12 Formal. We'll go to Edit. It's possible that from time to time you might need to use a third-party booking system for a whole range of reasons. One of them might be that you need actually allocated seating. So you might have that set up with the likes of a Try Booking or another similar site, and you want to redirect users over there to purchase the ticket so that they can select allocated seating for that type of thing. But there's a whole bunch of reasons why you might need to use an external site, and EventPro gives you that capability. So just down the very bottom on the right hand side of the event details, you just click this external URL, and here you can put in the URL path for the external booking site that you might be using for whatever reason. So that's just another important little bit of functionality to be aware of. If you want to set up Google Maps for your EventPro or your Listing Pro site, the way to do it is head to Theme Options and then go to Map. In here you will see that it asks for the Google Map and Places API key. There are a few steps involved to get this API key if you don't already have one. If you've got one, just paste it in, hit save. If you don't have one and you're not sure how to do it, I'll put a link to a video up in the top right hand side of this video here. In that video, just have a look at the contents, and there is a section there that says Map Setup or Google Map Setup, and it will take you through step by step on what you need to do to get that API key, and then you'll be able to use the Google Maps functionality within your EventPro site. I thought I'd just throw in this slide here just to show the EventPro users. Basically, there are three types of roles in the EventPro site. You have the site admin that can do everything. You have the event owner that can create events, request payouts, see the attendee list, verify tickets and all that kind of thing. And then you've got the attendee. So just keep this in mind. If you're building a site and you are doing testing, it's good to create an account for each of these roles so that you can fully test it and make sure it's doing what it should do. If you want to get your hands on a copy of EventPro, it's available at the moment for around an 80% discount. So head over to the AppSumo site and grab yourself a license and save $400 because it's only $99 at the moment. With EventPro WP version 1.1, you don't require any other licenses or plugins to use it. Everything comes with the $99 purchase. Also, if you're looking to build a new site from scratch, I've also got an awesome deal on SiteGround hosting, which is what I use. You can get 70% off WordPress hosting, and I'll put a link in the description. Well, that just about wraps up this YouTube. I hope you can see with EventPro version 1.1, it's really easy to build an events marketplace. I think one of the best things about it is how quick you can actually do it, and the fact that you don't need any other licenses or plugin. And at the moment, there is a good deal on, so maybe check that out. But it's pretty straightforward. If I've missed anything or you'd like clarification on anything that I've covered in the video, just drop me a comment. If I've missed anything major, I can maybe do another video. It's taken quite a lot of time and effort to put this video together in a way that hopefully allows people to follow along and build their own site. If you like it, please give me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.